but also to actually clean out our intestines. If we can't handle the amount of fiber that raw food introduces to us, then we have to just change our approach around. A really good approach, and something that I've been working with now for quite a while, and I was first turned on to it about 13 years ago when a woman had come to one of my events in New York, just really had severe digestive problems and really was able to only eat a few different foods. And really hearing her story, I got a whole angle on how you deal with very high allergies and very high inability to deal with fiber. Well, juicing is great because boom, you bypass the fiber right there. But you can also go to foods that form more gels, like aloe vera, chia seed, noni, slippery elm, marshmallow root powder, and maybe you can even put in some raw organic protein powder, like rice protein powder in there, and then you can actually start getting nourishment in. And if you can handle honey, you put a little honey in there and you kind of make a little mashup, and the whole thing is a gelling agent. You can even put Irish moss in there, and that's how you can really start getting nourished, getting a huge amount of soluble fiber and jelly kind of fiber through without something that's just too much for your body to digest, like the cellulose that's in kale may be too much for you.
Okay. We were just talking about this a minute ago. She says, Gina says, I'd love to know more about what to incorporate into an eating program dealing with autoimmune diseases and also about helping with chronic Lyme disease. I did hear David Wolfe say something about Japanese nutweed, if I'm remembering correctly. But I cannot find the source of it. For finding that would be great. We were actually just talking about Japanese nutweed because you found some right here on our property.
It's actually, if you're watching right now, if you can see that fountain that's behind me, right behind that fountain on the other side of the bank of this little pond here is actually Japanese knotweed, which is exactly antagonistic to Lyme disease. It's anti-spirochete. It's the root of Japanese knotweed. It's an invasive species. Listen to this. It's an invasive species exactly where Lyme's disease is an epidemic. Wherever you find Lyme's disease in New England, you will find Japanese knotweed. It's everywhere. It wasn't even around when I was a kid growing up in New Jersey, 1975. There was no Japanese knotweed at all. It escaped out of gardens and just boom, colonized, because it's filling in a vacuum gap, an energetic gap that combats this totally massive epidemic of Lyme disease. I mean, it's an epidemic. It is the biggest epidemic in New England, and it's been hushed up. And
it's been spreading a lot.
It's been spreading like nobody's business.
I know somebody just sent me a...
it's all over the world now, actually.
Somebody just sent me an email with a new documentary film that's come out about Lyme disease. I'll have to find that.
So the dosage the dosage that you need to take every day if you live in New England, if you have any possibility of being exposed to a Lyme tick, I would recommend taking a minimum of 5,000 milligrams of Japanese knotweed, which is the root. And it's also the best natural source of resveratrol, and it's an adaptogenic tonic herb. So it's a super herb. It's one of the greatest things you can take anyway. But if you live in New England in particular, you should really get into it in a major way as a preventative. Now, let's say you go beyond that. You're like, okay, what else can be done? So much can be done. When we're dealing with autoimmune conditions, we know now, and this has been my experience, and it appears to be an amazing discovery, that our disconnection from the earth, meaning we never go barefoot, we're constantly in rubber-soled shoes, plastic-soled shoes, that whole thing of wintertime, we're inside. What it's doing is it's not allowing us to connect to the greater intelligence of the planet Earth itself. And the planet Earth itself is a giant intelligence that reacts immediately to our specific needs when we're barefoot on it. For example, if you hurt yourself, like your knee, and you go out there barefoot and you stand there, the earth will send electricity up to the point of injury to neutralize the pain. That's been discovered. That's an amazing discovery. I mean, that is an amazing discovery, meaning that the earth's reacting dynamically to you, helping your specific needs. This is also true with your immune system. If your immune system is going haywire, one of the reasons is you're not getting references from the earth. The earth can't help you because we're insulated from it. And these energies can be conducted across electrical wires or metal wires. That's what's amazing. And let's say you're in New York City, you're like, I can't go out and lay on the grass. No problem. The building that you're in has a ground wire. That ground wire is connected to every plug in your building. And right next to you right now, right where you've plugged your computer into right now, that third prong is a ground, and you can use that to heal yourself. And this brings to light a very interesting discovery, and that is what we think is far is very near. It's right next to you right now when you're watching this. And it's just, okay, how do we access that now? And that's the discovery of Barefoot Technologies. Let's go through some more of the herbs that fight Lyme's. Another really big one is astragalus. Astragalus is a Chinese herb. It is in the rank of, I'd have to say, out of all herbs on the whole planet, it's definitely in the top 10. It's probably in the top 5. That's how powerful astragalus is, in case you're just wondering what this stuff does. For longevity, immunity, and specific anti-spirochete action, astragalus, at least 3,500 milligrams a day of the extract powder. And I recommend powders versus alcohol extracts because they're stronger. And some of these things work mechanically. You have to actually run the material through your body. It doesn't really work in the same way if you're just using an alcohol extract. Another one is cat's claw. Extract powder, encapsulated, very powerful antiviral, and has anti-spirochete action, and it's indicated as one of the top 5. Another huge one on the list is sarsaparilla, and sarsaparilla is part of the flavor of root beer. You can make your own root beer at home with sarsaparilla and sassafras tea, which again, if you live in New England, I'd very, very strongly recommend that you get on these herbs even if you don't have Lyme's disease, because you don't want to get it.
And where can somebody get these? I mean obviously a lot of them grow wild.
Sarsaparilla is growing wild right here in New England.
But you can also, I mean, I know cat's claw and things like that. You can get on. What are the best sites to get that, to buy that stuff if they're buying it online?
Cat's claw extract powder. I really couldn't say what the best site is. I mean, just find it.
Just find it online.
You can find it online.
Yeah. Now, can all these things you buy online?
Yes, you can. You can buy all these herbs that I'm mentioning online easily.
Yeah.
And I'd recommend buying certified organic products in vegetarian capsules. You don't even have to take the capsule. You can just open the capsule. But what I like about capsules is that it's giving you even more protection against oxidation. Yeah. So you're getting a higher quality product. If you buy a bottle with a powder in it, it's not as shielded from oxidation as encapsulated product. So that's part of what you pay for with that. Yeah. Let's go to another herb that's really amazing, and that is andrographis. Andrographis, like an android. Andrographis. It's an Ayurvedic herb, very highly regarded for Lyme's disease. Stephen Herod Buhner has written a great book listing these herbs and other protocols for Lyme's disease, and I think it's called Battling Lyme's. Anyway, it's Stephen Herod Buhner. Okay. He's an amazing herbalist, probably America's leading herbalist at the moment. And another thing I want to mention is, and this is through the grapevine and raw food circles, is beets. Yeah. Beets are apparently very powerful anti-spirochete, which is what Lyme's disease is. And beet juice is really good this time of the year, actually, because beet juice is a very good liver cleanser as well. So that's something to add in. And just general immune system protocols, food that doesn't collapse our immune system, for sure. Raw foods is great for the immune system in general because it doesn't cause our immune system to collapse. Yeah. Never excesses of any sugar like orange juice or anything like that. And then the medicinal mushrooms come in to support that protocol that I just gave you.
Okay, cool. A lot of good stuff there. Got to check online for all that. Shannon, actually 2 people asked this. What's the difference between using a juicer and a Vitamix when it comes to, she said specifically spinach and cucumbers, but what's the difference between
juicing and blending?
Juicing and blending, yeah.
Okay.
Some people say one's better than the other,
Juicing is more like a drink and a supplement.
Yeah.
You're on the go, you juice, it's like drinking water. Yeah. It's not, you're not in this digestion mode at all. It's just like nourishing you with liquid. Yeah. And it's also nourishing you with chlorophyll and other great nutrients that are in these great vegetables that we never eat, so we might as well juice them anyway. Yeah. Juicing, in my opinion, is more important for beginners, less important for advanced students, but advanced students, remember to juice, because every now and then it can be a real boost to your prana and your vitality, because it just brings instant vitality in. Yeah. Blending is more of a lifestyle technology, right? Because everything's intact, all the fiber's still there.